Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Prestonpans 1745 channel, brought to you by the Battle of Prestonpans 1745 Heritage Trust. Now, we're a small independent charity based here in sunny East Lothian in southeast Scotland, and we run the Battle of Prestonpans Museum here on the high street of the town, just along the road from the famous battlefield. I'm Aaron, and I'm the curator of the museum, and some of you here on YouTube might know me from the What If campaigns that we've been running over the last few years. So this is the introductory video to our new initiative, the Tabletop 45, and the purpose of this video is to introduce you to what's going to be coming over the next 8 months or so as we mark 280 years since the last Jacobite Rising, the great epic adventure of 1745 to 46. So what is the Tabletop 45? Quite simply, it is going to be the story of what happened 280 years ago here in Britain, told through the tabletop miniatures that we've assembled here at the museum over the course of our What If campaigns. We have a cast of thousands ready to be deployed to help us to understand and explore the events of the last Jacobite Rising. Now, that rising was, of course, largely the story of this guy here, Charles Edward Stuart, the Bonnie Prince of legend, who was the descendant of the royal house of Stuart and came out of exile in the summer of 1745, 24 years old, militarily inexperienced, but very driven and charismatic, and determined to raise the standard of his ancestors and claim the kingdoms back for the Stuarts. It's also, of course, the story of his supporters and his followers. And one of the things I really want to do in this campaign is to look at the people who supported him and some of the characters that played such an important role in the evolution of the conflict. It's also the story of his opponents, those who fought and supported King George II. So we'll be talking about them, of course, as well, their actions, motivations, and the outcomes, of course, as well. So it's a chance to get to know the people that were involved in the 45 using these miniature wargame figures that we have at our disposal. It is, however, also an opportunity to explore the places through which this campaign moved and was fought. And so we are going to be doing, as we've done in previous videos, back to the 18th century maps that we have available to us. And so we are going to explore the landscapes and the terrain and the sites and settlements as close as we can. And so we're going to be looking at the original maps. We're going to be trying to recreate some of those landscapes on the tabletop to bring you the events of the 45 as the anniversary plays out. And of course, there's going to be plenty of battlefield action to report with you as well, because we are going to be recreating on the tabletop, as best that we can, the military actions of the campaign as they unfold. And not just the big events, Prestonpans, Falkirk and Culloden, but also the smaller actions as well, the often overlooked ones, places like Clifton and Inverurie and others as well that you might not even have heard of. So there will be plenty of action reports. And not only will we be showing you exactly what did happen historically, but we're going to refight those actions as well to see if changing some of the decisions might affect some of the outcomes. So there will be a combination of the real historical events being explored and explained, but also a little bit of wargaming thrown in there for good measure as well. Now, veterans of the What If campaign will remember that I have the insane ambition of trying to do these things in real time so that we can get a sense of how long it takes for decisions to be made and for the impacts of those decisions to be felt out on in the field. We are going to do the same with this series of videos as well. We are going to track the 280th anniversary right through. So you are going to have to stick with me from today, the 19th of August, all the way through to the spring of next year. Hopefully, however, the drama and the excitement of what's coming will keep you engaged throughout that period. Now, it's no coincidence that we are launching this new series of videos today because it is the 19th of August, which is the 280th anniversary of the formal beginning of the Jacobite Rising. Events have already been building to a head. There have already been shots fired. There have already been casualties taken. Although the purpose of this video is purely introductory, I will just key you in on what has been taking place so far. Charles Edward, having been disappointed in his hopes the previous year of leading a French invasion into Britain, has decided to go it alone. He secured, through the help of a network of French and Irish and Scottish exiles, 2 vessels which sailed from France in July. They were intercepted by HMS Lion just off the Lizard, but the Lion did not know the identity of the man who was leading this little flotilla, and after a protracted naval engagement, both Lion and the Elizabeth, Charles Edward's bigger ship, were forced back to their home territories. That left Charles Edward in the Doutai, his smaller vessel, with just a handful of supporters and a few crates of supplies, and he determined to sail on to Scotland. He reached Scotland at the end of July, and after a fairly discouraging first few interviews with local gentlemen, he nevertheless showed that he was determined to get things underway and to seize this opportunity. Charles Edward had initially landed on the Isle of Erisque, but then he moved to Borrowdale, and having disembarked and had a series of interviews on board his vessel before moving into Borrowdale House, he sent the Doutai off, having unloaded all of its supplies to demonstrate his preparedness to see this through. He was not going to sail away, and he hoped that might put a little bit of pressure on people to actually come out and commit. A rendezvous date was set for the first of his supporters to assemble for the raising of the standard. And Charles Edward, after a few weeks in Scotland, writing and meeting with potential supporters, during which time, of course, news of his arrival was filtering down to the authorities in Edinburgh as well, the date finally came around. And after an anxious few hours waiting, having arrived at Glenfinnan to find only a small handful of people there awaiting him, Charles Edward was eventually reinforced by the arrival of Cameron of Lochiel and Keppoch and various others, which meant that by the mid-afternoon of the 19th of August 1745, Charles Edward Stuart was able to have his standard unfurled, his proclamations and his authority as regent read, and the official beginning of the 1745 rising came to pass. So the stage is set for the Tabletop 45. Join me next time when we are going to look at the opening moves of the campaign, including the skirmish at High Bridge just a few days before this iconic moment at Glenfinnan that we're seeing here. We're going to discover what the rival forces have at their disposal and their expectations of these first crucial weeks. The orders given to Sir John Cope are to contain this rising in the Highlands. The government over the last few decades has invested huge amounts of money in the military infrastructure to allow him to do just that. But Charles Edward, a dynamic commander, determined to move quickly and to outfox his enemies, is unlikely to want to stay still for long. So join me then to find out what happens. So whether you are a wargamer or whether you are a historian, whether you're an amateur or whether you're deep into this subject, wherever you might be in the world, we hope there's going to be something for you in this series of videos. We hope you're going to learn something about the military campaign of 1745 and the people and the places that it involved. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I'm really looking forward to seeing you soon. I'm really looking forward to getting back into the construction of some of these really quite remarkable events and landscapes. Join us then for the Tabletop 45 as we mark 280 years since the last Jacobite Rising of 1745.